மாண்புமிகு தமிழக முதல்வர் திரு மு.க. ஸ்டாலின் அவர்களின் தலைமையில் நாட்டிலேயே முதலாவதாகவும் உலகிலேயே இரண்டாவதாகவும் திகழும் தமிழ்நாடு திறன்மிகு மையம் டிரான்சாம் தொழிற்துறையினரால் துவக்க நிலை புதுமைகளை ஊக்குவிக்கும் விதமாக தமிழக அரசால் கருத்துருவாக்கப்பட்டது. தொழில்நுட்ப தீர்வுகளுக்கு புகழ்பெற்ற சீமென்ஸ் அமைப்பானது தம் வாடிக்கையாளர்கள் தங்களது டிஜிட்டல் தொழில் நிறுவன பயணத்தை தொடர்வதற்கு ஏற்ற புதுமை சூழல் விரிவாக்கத்தினை முன்னெடுத்துச் செல்லும் வணிக தலைமையாக தன்னை நிலைநாட்டியுள்ளது. தயாரிப்பு தொழிற்சாலைகள் மெட்டல் பிரிண்டிங், ஊடு கதிர்படம் எடுத்தல் மற்றும் அச்சிடுதல் போன்ற புதுமையான முறைகளை கொண்டு விரைவான மாதிரி உருவாக்குதல் மற்றும் பின்னோக்கு பொறியியல் விரைவாக முன்னேறிக் கொண்டிருக்கிறது. முழு உலகிலும் தானியங்கி இயந்திரம் மற்றும் எந்திரவியலின் தலையீடு காரணமாக தானியங்கி பொறி எந்திரங்கள், தொழில்துறை எந்திரங்கள் ஆகியவற்றை பயன்படுத்துவதன் வாயிலாக ஸ்மார்ட் தொழிற்சாலை ஆராய்ச்சி மையம் தற்போதுள்ள செயல்முறைகளை தானாக இயங்கும் வகையில் மாறுகிறது. மத்தியில் உள்ள வளர்ச்சி பெற்ற மெய்மை ஆராய்ச்சி ஆய்வகம் தொலைநிலை சேவை வழங்கல், தொழில்நுட்ப பயிற்சிகள் மற்றும் பொறியியல், மருத்துவம், உயிரி தொழில்நுட்பம் மற்றும் பகுப்பாய்வு மற்றும் வடிவமைத்தல் ஆகியவற்றை உள்ளடக்கிய கண்காணிப்பு தேவைகளை பூர்த்தி செய்யும் உற்பத்தி துறையுடன் சுகாதாரம் மற்றும் மருத்துவ அறிவியல் துறைகளை புதிய எல்லைகளை அடைவதற்காக கதவுகளை திறக்கும் தமிழ்நாடு திறன்மிகு மையம். தொழில்துறைக்கு ஓர் முனை தீர்வு.
வாகனம் மற்றும் உதிரிபாக உற்பத்தி துறையில் தமிழ்நாடு அவற்றின் தரத்தினாலும் திறமையினாலும் உலகளாவிய நற்பெயரை பெற்றுள்ளன. வான்வெளி, வாகனம் மற்றும் மின்சார வாகன தொழில்களில் தமிழ்நாடு தொடர்ந்து முன்னிலை பெறுவதற்கு தமிழ்நாடு தொழில் வளர்ச்சி நிறுவனமும் பிரான்சின் தசா சிஸ்டமும் இணைந்து தமிழ்நாட்டின் மேம்பட்ட உற்பத்திக்கான திறன்மிகு மையத்தை அமைத்துள்ளது. தமிழ்நாடு முழுவதும் உள்ள குறு, சிறு மற்றும் நடுத்தர நிறுவனங்களுக்கும் புது தொழில் முனைப்பு நிறுவனங்களுக்கும் தேவையான தொழில்நுட்ப அடித்தளத்தை அமைக்கும் வகையில் இந்தியாவிலேயே முதன்மை மற்றும் சிறப்பு பெற்ற திறன்மிகு மையமாக இது அமையும். தமிழ்நாடு அரசின் தொலைநோக்கு பார்வைக்கு ஏற்ப தொழில்நுட்ப உதவி மற்றும் உற்பத்தி திறனை மேம்படுத்தும் வகையில் இந்நிறுவனம் செயல்படும். மாண்புமிகு முதல்வரின் கனவு திட்டமான நான் முதல்வன் திட்டம் நனவாகும் வகையிலும் இது செயல்படும். இத்திறன்மிகு மையம் வான்வெளி, வாகனம் மற்றும் மின்சார வாகனங்களுக்கான பொருள் வடிவமைப்பு, கூட்டுப்பொருள் பயன்படுத்துதல், உருவகப்படுத்துதல் போன்ற உயர் தொழில்நுட்பத்தை அளிக்க தமிழ்நாடு தொழில் வளர்ச்சி நிறுவனமும் தசா சிஸ்டமும் இணைந்து இத்திறன்மிகு மையத்தை அமைக்க 211.97 கோடிகளை முதலீடு செய்துள்ளது. இந்நிறுவனம் கல்லூரி, இளநிலை, முதுநிலை மற்றும் ஆராய்ச்சி மாணவர்களுக்கும் பயனளிக்கும். இத்திறன்மிகு மையம் முதலீடுகளை ஈர்ப்பதிலும் வேலைவாய்ப்புகளை உருவாக்குவதிலும் தமிழ்நாடு அரசு மற்றும் தமிழ்நாடு தொழில் வளர்ச்சி நிறுவனத்துடன் இணைந்து செயல்படுவதில் தசா சிஸ்டம்ஸ் மகிழ்ச்சி அடைகிறது.
Good evening all. It's in fact pleasure for us to be the future citizens and as part of the National Startup Day live webinar organized by Fablab facilities by at CED Anna University. In fact, it's a good opportunity to interact with all the young minds. Just before dwelling upon to the startup, ecosystem, I thought I will give a small background. Definitely you all aware how Tamil Nadu is positioned as an industrial economy in the industrial framework of in India. Perhaps you are all aware it is the second largest state economy with 9.84% GDP last year and highly industrialized with 38,000 plus industries spaced in Tamil Nadu and more than 50% of the state is urbanized, and that is the numbers we are giving actually, be it operational SEZ or SIPCOT parks with plug and play facilities. In fact, if you want to say the industrial parks availability, the SIPCOT is a small industrial promotion corporation of Tamil Nadu, a sister agency They have created more than about 35,000 acres of land so far, and mandate to create another 10,000 acres of land by another 4 years period of time. So that is dedicated infrastructure as far as land is concerned being attended, and any industry for setting up of their facilities in terms of water, land, electricity is available. There is no issue. And Tamil Nadu, we have endowed with 6 airports, and out of that 4 major airports, as well as seaport is concerned, there are 4 major airports, 19 minor seaports, and with very good connectivity, both in India as well as to connect across different countries. And in fact, as far as talent pool is there, we have more than about 100 colleges with NIR of landing, and a significant number of human resource we add to India, and which is one of the real assets as far as Tamil Nadu is concerned. So this is the background. I thought I will just give about Tamil Nadu. And in fact, more than about 80 plus Fortune 500 global companies are located in India. And as far as manufacturing contribution is there, right now the national average is 15% contribution from GDP from manufacturing segment. But Tamil Nadu is that 20% GDP contribution is from manufacturing segment. And part of 1 trillion economy, the target is like 1/4, that is 25% of contribution to 1 trillion economy is from manufacturing. So why I am telling this is the importance of manufacturing, ultimately the startup. So you need to startup requires to evolve to manufacturing. So that is the importance the manufacturing segment is given by government of Tamil Nadu. So that is the background I thought. I was mentioned about vision for 1 trillion economy. There are so many strategies being evolved. And one major strategy is like startup. Startups, we feel that is a major key and will play a key role in 1 trillion economy. In fact, if you take the startup ecosystem in Tamil Nadu, there are more than 4,000 startups or DPAIT registered startup. Precise number is 4,728. And across the Tamil Nadu, more than about 140 incubators and accelerators available, and which play a major enabling role to support the startups. And government has separate startup and innovation policy to support them. And Chennai is the 5th largest startup hub of India, and housing 5 unicorns. Like if you take the major unicorns, which we have listed out: Zogo, Fresso, Jarby, Unifor, and Credavan. Majorly, out of these 5 unicorns, 3 belongs to SaaS and other 2 fintech. So you can call it Tamil Nadu as a fintech and SaaS capital of India, and we need to diversify into other segment so that we move in the value chain in terms of startup landscape in India. So startups, in fact, the TANSIM is the nodal body, and they handhold the startups by enabling their skill development and extending the inclusive job creation, or channeling the required resources, and they encourage entrepreneurship and innovation, and all other requirements, including connecting with the angel investors, and then establishing the contact globally. And just this is the broad ways in which Tamil Nadu startups support ecosystem available. So like startup in the initial stage, like idea and pre-seed and seed stage, if you take funding support under MSME, Entrepreneur Development Institute, IVP, they conduct innovation voucher program. And the vouchership funding amount is A class category, they extend up to 2 lakhs, and for voucher B, they extend up to 5 lakhs. And as far as pre-seed stage and seed stage, in fact, there is a grant under TAN seed program, and the grant is extendable from 10 lakhs to 15 lakhs. And once the startup grows and matured in the growth channel, and there is a scheme called Tamilnadu Emergency Sector Seed Fund, and which is a VC fund created the purpose of 500 crores, and the span of loan being extended from 50 lakhs to few crores. It is not a loan, I'm just correcting. Emergency seed fund is a equity infusion fund, whereas the EDAP and TAN seed are grants. So this is a broad category as far as funding is concerned. The TAN seed is driving it. And with this funding, they have come out with different targeted segment groups, and it's doing very well. And as far as, apart from the funding, as far as the technological support is there, we have created a center of excellence. I'm from TITCO, which is a nodal agency for aerospace and defense. In fact, under industry department, there are so many PSUs, and the Tamil Nadu Industrial Development Corporation, that is TITCO. It is each agency, they have their own model of development, and TITCO is concerned. It is our mandate to create a joint venture along with major players, and then support the industrial ecosystem as well as investment promotion. And we have been mandated by government to support the entire industrial framework. And as far as startup is concerned, these 3 COEs we have created. I'll be dwelling upon details subsequently. At Tansom, we have partnered with the Siemens, the global player in Industry 4.0. And another TANCAM, another COE we have created in partnership with the Dassault system. And these two, Siemens and Dassault system, they are all leading players in Industry 4.0. And TAMCO, the another center of excellence, we created in partnership with the GE, who has more than 100 years of experience in aero engineers concern. These 3 center of excellence, they are expected to support the startup and also MSMEs, and play a vital role in digitization and automation of all the major industries. In addition to these 3 COEs, the Tysel Biotech Park we have in Chennai, and branch in Coimbatore, and they have VDCA facilities. And I'll be covering what are the kind of facilities they extend. Apart from the Tysel, in fact, it is one of the JV entity created by TITCO, and more than 150 joint venture we have created so far, be it L&T Shipyard or the Tidal, that is the joint venture of TITCO and ELCOT, and including the East Coast Road. So that TITCO has played a major role in the industrial landscape of Tamil Nadu. So there is another, our sister body, which I was mentioning, SIPCOT. They have also created SIPCOT Fort. It's a kind of incubator. They have facilities to support startup. So that also I'll be covering up. And in addition to this, as far as enabling the investor connect and investment support and extending mentorship for the startup, there are more than, as I was mentioning, the 140 incubators and accelerators. They are actively engaging with startup. These, perhaps aware in startup, you will have link with all these institutions like AAC, Forge, Crescent, ITMR. They do a significant role in supporting the startup. That is the brief background of startups. What are the interventions and policy envisaged by government support the startup. And I thought before going into details, what are the kind of facilities being extended, how a government aims to develop one particular segment, one particular sector. As I was mentioning, Tamil Nadu is the leading industrial powerhouse. And we are leaders in many industries like automobile. And Chennai is in fact Detroit of India. And we are also leader like automobile in the mechanical industry, textiles, engineering goods, and so many verticals. So one of the area which we have identified for our industries to diversify is aerospace and defense. In fact, the Government of India has announced Tamilnadu as one of the 2 major defense corridors. So I thought we'll dwell upon this aerospace and defense corridor so that what are the steps we are taking to promote one particular cluster. So about 2 years back, Tamil Nadu was announced as one of the defense corridor, and after the announcement, we, in fact, that launch was on 20th January 2019, and we carried out a gap analysis, like what is the existing strength of our industries. So we have mapped out the Tamil Nadu into 3 broad clusters. It's a Chennai cluster, and in the mapping itself, we have identified who are all the major players and what are their capabilities. Like Chennai cluster, they are very famous for precision and manufacturing and electronics and automotive segment. And we take Salem. They have Salem steel plants available, and their capabilities, technical textiles and polymers and general engineering. And Trichy, it is the fabrication hub, and they are one of the leaders in general engineering. And Coimbatore, in fact, they are specialized in space technology, general engineering, precision manufacturing. So these are all their existing capabilities. Now, how we will enable these industries to diversify into aerospace defense? In fact, aerospace and defense is there. There is a huge opportunities, and the Government of India, they have taken a number of steps as part of self-reliance or Make in India program. So far, more than 400 items, which are major items being imported from abroad, are now indigenously will be manufactured. And this is called Make List. And apart from the announcement of defense corridor, they have taken a number of measures like, FDA relaxation, 100% automatic routes. So number of facilitation measures have been taken. In fact, a highest target, like out of this positive indigenization, more than a target of about 1,25,000 crores worth of arms and ammunition to be manufactured, and 25,000 crores worth of arms and ammunition to be exported. This is a huge target set by the government, and this target has to be achieved by another 3 years. So with this, Government of India is taking a number of measures, and Tamil Nadu also equivalently, after the announcement of defense corridor, we are taking a number of measures. So these are all the broad strategy we have adopted to boost aerospace and defense. One is the creation of common infrastructure. So what are the infrastructure required to support our existing industries, and also how we should enable interaction with our existing industries to foreign OEMs, so that our industry will become their offset partners. So partners to get orders, and also support them to move in their value chain from tier 3 industry to tier industry. How they will, what are the interventions required, how they will move in the supply chain. So that is another strategy we adopt. And then aerospace and defense policy recently we have come out with, and we create industry parks specifically for aerospace and defense, and the promotion of course startup, which may be a topic dear to you and all MSMEs, of course. So this is what I was mentioning about Center of Excellence. 3 Center of Excellence we have created, part of our another intervention. So Dassault Systems, Siemens, and GE Aviation. These startups, especially Dassault System, if you see, they are very good players in simulation, one of the leading industry 4.0, and the Dassault System is major pioneer in aerospace and defense. You take aerospace and defense, major spin-off effects to civil society has come from defense sector. That is the beauty of defense. And in fact, the Dassault System is the best example. They are major players in airborne vehicles and airborne platforms, and they have good sound simulation software that will support our startup and industries to have promoting skilling and reskilling or upskilling both for our students as well as industry workforce. And all these COEs will be housed or housed in Tidal, Chennai. And we are planning to create a spokes across Tamil Nadu. Already one spoke along with Sona College in Salem, we have created. More than about 200 students are already trained, and the certification beta system is provided. And there are more than about 10 colleges are in dialogue to create a spokes. So we want these spokes not only to be academic, focused, but we want the convergence between the industry and the academy should take place in these spokes. So with this strategy, along with MSME department, body called FabTN, which is a nodal agency to promote industry and commerce in Tamil Nadu, we have enabled all the district industrial centers, DAC general managers, who definitely play a role in link with the industries in the district. And we have set up a meeting. In fact, these three COAs recently launched about 2 months back. And all these general managers, they have given exposure training. Now we want these general DAC to play a role of linking the startups available and then linking these MSMEs to access the facilities being created here. So this, in fact, the Center of Excellence, they will apart from supporting startup, they will be helpful to MSMEs for their designing, for their re-engineering, and then new product development, and of course to make the OEMs and the large-scale industries to become a lighthouse, and so that the supply chain, value chain, with not only enabling our startup and industries to the OEM available in India, and also our purpose is to link with the global supply chain so that we can reap the benefit and boost the export. So that is our broad strategy. And as far as Siemens is there, they are specialists in product innovation and also digital twin and IoT, AR, VR, and MR facility. And you are all open to visit these facilities. And apart from the skilling, all the industry relevant and industry 4.0 driven focus is being trusted. And part of industry 4.0, our GE aviation facility is specialized in additive manufacturing, metal technology, and GE, they have partnered with other MOU partners who are specialized in non-metal. So anything in additive manufacturing, this can be a one-stop focus. And GE Aviation, it is not only can contribute for aerospace and defense, and also health. We can make self-reliance by manufacturing items like implants, etc., being imported so far. So a lot of hospitals, they showed interest. And definitely, apart from health, automotive, where we can add a value addition, we can increase the value addition for the products being manufactured here. So these are all certain segments, and these center of excellence can address the requirement of industry across sectors. Take textiles or engineering, any kind of modernization, design. So the applicability is huge, and I appeal to all the startups to make use of this facility. In fact, about 2 months back, I visited Turkey, where World Economic Council, they have conducted a seminar. I happened to visit a forum called NEXT, NEXT, NEXT. And this is the common facility center created by the efforts of industry association as well as industrial trade bodies. So the facilities are created with the efforts of the industry players and not by the government. Whereas here, the government has taken a leading role in creating all these facilities. So why I am mentioning is this and insisting the fact that the facilities being created, it should be utilized. So I appeal to all the students to access these facilities and get benefit, and to benefit you as well as enable the government to realize our vision. This is another intervention we planned. Though all our interventions which I am highlighting it's not for aerospace and defense, because any industry you take in the world, their supply will be one among to the other sector. So any strategy we take for aerospace and defense, it have cross applications and benefit for all the industries. So this is another intervention, testing centers. Any MSME who manufacturing their products require immediate testing, and absence of testing facilities one of the major impediments felt by our MSMEs and industries. So based on our gap analysis, along with the schemes available with the Government of India, we are creating a test center for each node. In fact, part of defense corridor, we have divided entire Tamilnadu into 5 different nodes: Chennai, Trichy, Salem, Hosur. So for Chennai node, we have planned UAV, that is drone testing centers, and also electronic warfare and electronic optics and the EMAMC communication. So this is for electronic, this is the test facility we have identified for Chennai. Similarly, like Trichy node, we have identified for mechanical testing facilities. And for each node, in fact, Coimbatore, we are planned to create a common manufacturing facility at the capex of 500 crores. So that will be a world-class facility to support our industries, and it will be available for startups to do your research facilities, etc. And apart from the test facilities, this is the common facility centers also we support. And as I was mentioning, in Coimbatore, to support the product development, startups, we are coming out with the facility. And we are finalized the partner. Say another 1 year, it is going to be the reality, and the services will be available for all the segments. And in Coimbatore itself, there is a foundry segment. We wanted to infuse equity, and we will create a center of excellence. Foundry is the one segment, is mother of all industries, and they have facing each segment. They have challenges. For this segment, will infuse the equity, and the center of excellence will support the skilling requirement, because absence of skilled manpower is felt by many segments. So the skilling is very important for casting and foundry industry. And as far as Trichy is there, there is a body called TREAT. It is a group of industry consortium driven by 82 industries, and with the support of Government of Tamilnadu as well as Government of India, this facility is created. And they have capability to supply entire hull requirement of your tank, which was rolled out by Government of India. And but each cluster, they have unique problems. If you take the Trichy, but all the industries, perhaps the participant from Trichy will be able to appreciate, the industries majorly they depend upon BHEL. Now, due to change in the policy of moving from thermal to non-polluting power generation approach, and our commitment to international organization, there is a reduced work order from BHEL. So the industries which all cared by the BHEL in Trichy, they are facing the issue of orders. Now we need to encourage these industries to diversify into various segments, and we are encouraging them. And for the TREAT, again, we infused the equity of about 10 crores. And they are diversifying into railway wagon manufacturing, and then aerospace and defense, and all other emerging areas. And in addition to the interventions, as I was mentioning, we create a thematic parks for electronics park. In fact, there are 2 hotspots in Tamil Nadu as far as electronics are there. One is in Chennai, the other is in Hosur region. And that is why our electronic focus was in for Chennai region, and Hosur, in fact, another potential area for EV segment. So we are also carving out a box from the SIPCOT industrial park, and then we encourage the industries to have a plug-and-play facilities, as well as enable them to have a common manufacturing facilities. So that is our broad approach for the industries. And in that line, we also identified the development of MRO, both for helicopter and airplane, and the space, another segment. In fact, it is one of the going to be a mainstay, I must say, and play a major role in the growth of Tamil Nadu. In fact, the ISRO, they are developing a space port in our southern tip in Kulasegharapatnam in Tuticorin. And there is a land requirement of 2,300 acres of land identified by them. And more than about 2,100 acres we have already handed over. And why this project is important? Because if you can see the map, all our satellites launched by our government is from Sriharikota, and the satellites at present they will all travel towards equator, and then they go upwards, and to skirt Sri Lanka in case of any eventuality, the debris being fallen over Sri Lanka, all the satellites and the rockets, they will outskirt Sri Lanka, and then the fly upwards. So in the process, the significant value is losing out by way of additional fuel being burnt out. And with this facility being set up in Kulasegharapatnam, straight away the rockets can be launched towards equator, and they will. So it will add if once this Kulasegharapatnam comes to operational, it will add at least 50% value addition in terms of fuel. It is going to be a major significant factor as far as space economy is. So we thought whichever spaceport near to equator, Kuru is nearby. If you see the map, in French Guyana is nearest to the equator. Even Kuru, they have some land parcels, so they have same the problem of deviation cost. And now, in all accounts, so Sriharikota is going to be the best spaceport among the world. And the future in the space is for small satellite launching vehicle, and Kulasegharapatnam aims to launch the SSLV satellite. The market is huge. Government has kept the target of 10% of space economy. That means at least $3 billion it is going to be. Already, we are in only identification stage. We want to develop a park adjoining to the spaceport, and we wanted to have a complete common facility centers for manufacturing launching vehicles and as well as satellites, and also the propellants. So we want to link the Sivagasi industries to supply. In fact, the propellant requirement of ISRO 90% comes from Sivagasi. And we wanted Sivagasi, which have the firecracker problems also, pollution and related problem. We want them also to diversify into propellants and arms and ammunition manufacturing. So that is our broad plan. With this, at least 3 billion, it is having a potential to become 3 billion economy. Such a significant play in the industrial growth of Tamil Nadu. And in this conceptual stage itself, a number of foreign countries, they want to collaborate with us to launch, because ISRO, now they adopt the policy of setting up of this spaceport only for assembly and launch, whereas they are leaving the market forces to decide the manufacturing and fabricating all the requirements. So this is how we plan for each segment of space. Similarly, pilot training academy, another area, and unutilized helicopter services. So MRO. So we chalk out a plan how each segment, focus segment, and then how to develop the ecosystem. And why I am telling the space, today is the news item, like ISRO, they come out with the spin program to support the startup. More than 100 startups are registered there. And with this Kulasegharapatnam comes, space is another segment where startups, they are all willing to come and establish in Tamil Nadu. So that is the huge opportunity for space is there. So as I was mentioning, we make a number of support systems through our policy. And there are multiple salient features to attract industry. Any industry they want to establish apart from the land. We support in terms of 20% land cost subsidy in A and B. We divide Tamil Nadu into 3 broad categories. A and B category, we give 20% subsidy. and any industry to be set up in B, C districts. That is basically to address balanced regional development, and we extend 50% subsidy and a whole lot of subsidy like capital subsidy, skill development subsidy, 10,000 per month. There are so many like IOP. If any MSMEs they want part of OEM supply chain, they give a special incentive. And capital subsidy, whatever the capital machinery they procure, they extend some kind of subsidy with some caps. And MRO, any large scale investment is specialized to package. You please come and set up facility. What do you want? We will sit across the table and negotiate. So this is the approach we follow. And in fact, the policy we have come out with a new concept to support make projects. In the Government of India, they have three kind of make projects: make one, make two, make three. And the make three is to replace the the indigenous development of the items and to aim to replace the imports. And make one, make two. One is with the Government of India support, and the other one is with a should order. There is no back supply order actually. So any gap funding is there. We are supporting to this make projects. In fact, part of our policy, we have also come out with the startups who have won the challenges even under TDF scheme as well as IDEX. It's two schemes of Defense Ministry. Innovation Defense Excellence Scheme is operated by MOD, where the challenges given by forces. And among IDEX, there are two, IDEX Prime and IDEX First. There are two schemes actually. So one scheme they give a grant, and another scheme up to 10 crore they give a grant. And any gap funding, we have injected this intervention that Government of Tamilnadu also will extend the support under our new policy. And any startups who set up the facilities will be given a grant, and we are working on the standard operating procedures along with the TANSIP to support the grant mechanism, as well as under emerging seed fund we will give equity to the startups who have won IDEX as well as TDF. So that is, I was mentioning regarding one of our COE TANSIP, which is capable to support all kind of industry mentioned here, starting from lifespans, marine, transportation, various segments of even ordinary life can be addressed. And there is various apps, Katia, BioVia. You can go through SolidWorks. So all the best Simulia, all the software being extended, the best software all being provided here at affordable prices. So it's a small video regarding TANCOM. I'll just play.
TEDCO GE ஏரோஸ்பேஸ் நிறுவனத்துடன் இணைந்து தமிழ்நாடு மேம்பட்ட உற்பத்தி முறைக்கான திறன்மிகு மையம் டாம்கோவை அமைத்துள்ளது. 5 ஆண்டுகளில் 141.26 கோடி முதலீட்டில் நவீன உலோக சேர்க்கை மெட்டல் அடிட்டிவ் தொழில்நுட்பங்களை பயன்படுத்தி மேம்பட்ட ஆராய்ச்சி மற்றும் மேம்பாட்டுக்கான அமைப்பை நிறுவுவதுடன் இண்டஸ்ட்ரி 4.0க்கான அடிட்டிவ் உற்பத்தி மற்றும் தொழில்நுட்பத்தையும் இது உருவாக்கும். இந்த அதிநவீன அடிட்டிவ் லீன் ஆய்வகம் கடினமான பாகங்களை உருவாக்கி புதுமைகளை படைக்கும். அறிவு பகிர்வு, தொழில்துறை ஆலோசனை மற்றும் அடிட்டிவ் பிரிண்டிங் சேவைகள் மூலம் தமிழ்நாட்டின் பொருளாதார வளர்ச்சிக்கும் பங்களிக்கும். இந்த தன்னிறைவு மையம் தொழில்துறை தேவைகளை மேம்படுத்தும் வகையில் அடுத்த தலைமுறை திறன்களை உள்நாட்டில் கொண்டு செயல்படும். கடினமான சவால்களை தீர்க்க மேம்பட்ட வடிவமைப்பு மற்றும் உலகத்தரம் வாய்ந்த அடிட்டிவ் போஸ்ட் ப்ராசஸிங் ஆய்வு கருவிகளுடன் கூடிய எதிர்கால நிபுணத்துவ மையமாகவும் இம்மையம் திகழும். தொழில்துறை உற்பத்திக்கான முற்போக்கான அணுகுமுறை பயன்படுத்தப்படும். விண்வெளி, சுகாதாரம், வாகனம் போன்ற தொழில்களில் புரோட்டோடைப்பிலிருந்து முடிக்கப்பட்ட தயாரிப்புக்கான செயல்முறைகளை துரிதப்படுத்தப்படும். மேம்பட்ட உற்பத்தியில் மாநிலத்தின் வளர்ச்சியை செயல்படுத்துவதற்கு டிட்கோ மூலம் தமிழ்நாடு அரசுடன் இணைந்து செயல்படுவதில் GE ஏரோஸ்பேஸ் நிறுவனம் பெருமிதம் கொள்கிறது. இந்த வாய்ப்பினை வழங்கிய மாண்புமிகு தமிழக முதல்வர் திரு மு.க. ஸ்டாலின் அவர்களுக்கு டாம்கோ குழு தனது மனமார்ந்த நன்றியினை தெரிவித்துக் கொள்கிறது.
And I was just mentioning about Dassault system, the way how it will support engineering students, and then how it play the role of industry, and then to support the industry, and then to carry out the research in collaboration with the industry for startups, and kind of engaging experts to train the trainers, and then certification. There's a huge gamut of things are there. It offers a kind of 3D experience and act as a training hub. Tansum, I was mentioning the digital twins, that is the salient features, and play a vital role in Industry 4.4. They have about 6 labs, like innovative manufacturing center to carry out re-engineering facilities, the smart factory center, and then it have a AR, VR, MR research center actually, and carry specifically about center for asset life management, then product innovation center, and then the another salient feature is research center and for PLC management. So these centers offers a complete digital experience, and it bridges the role between the industry and academia, and extend the know-hows, training skills, and there are various models of pay being extended in the per-use model or subscription model, and you can have a you can make use of it, experience, and anything regarding any input or anything regarding functioning, anything to be shared, definitely yes, you can come back to us. The TAMCO, the another center of excellence I was mentioning, it is expected to play a major role in additive manufacturing, and the main objective of this facility is to create a capability both for R&D as well as manufacturing. So these two areas we wanted this to specialize. And it's not only manufacturing, it is having, in fact, this is the first facility in India to have end-to-end manufacturing cycle for additive manufacturing. And this is R&D was mentioned. So all our efforts are yielding the result. In fact, Chennai, it is recently emerged as a best location or cost of operating an electronics R&D center. This is the survey carried out by a top FDA destination. And Chennai emerged, leaving aside leading in the international cities like Penang, Gurgaon, or take Kuala Lumpur in China, leaving aside many countries, Chennai has emerged. And we hope all our efforts will support so that we will excel in all the areas of research. And I was mentioning one of the joint venture created by TIPCO is Taisal Biopark, and for biotech, it offers the facilities. In fact, it is the association, it's a JV created by Tidal and in way back in 2004. And extend the facilities for biotech and pharma research and development activities. And Taisal act as a signature hub for biotech ecosystem in India. And the BTCF, Biotechnology Core Instrument Facility, act as a major role in providing the set of our facilities for startup as well as various industries. And in fact, the phase 1 is in Chennai, and it is being the phase 2 is constructed in Coimbatore, and they have their own expansion plans. So I was mentioning this the Taisal, it supports the entrepreneurs by giving incubation space, and then common facility centers. It also offers a co-innovation support. And all the industries, they are all, enabled to have access to connect with both the leading players as well as linking the industry with startups. So this is what I was mentioning. The TISL is one of the body which act as a link between the industria and as well as academia, and facilitates the startups. So multiple activities take place, and the team from Chitco, they actively play a major role, and they conduct various workshop and seminars, sensitization programs, and to support the ecosystem. They also enable a facilitative role for startups to have access to funding agencies. That is the important role being played by TISL. Fourth, I was mentioning, is another interventions created by SIPCOT. And it gives kind of support to have a advanced research labs to support the startups, and it catalyzes the startups and then drives towards achieving their excellence. And the fourth, by that way, they not only startups, they also extend link the academia and industry and unlock the potential available in our Tamilnadu ecosystem in manufacturing excellence. So this is a broad, scenario. I thought, what is the facilities available in different agencies in Tamil Nadu? What is the policy interventions adopted by government? And what are the institutions available? And it's in fact, Tamil Nadu is, I feel, one of the best state to extend all these support system, and sky is the limit. As Swami Vivekananda used to tell, arise, awake, and stop not till your goal is reached. So, encouraging these capsules, if you put a hard work, there are enablers available. They will take you to excel, and they will, enable you to realize your vision. And with these words, I will conclude my small speech. And any question is there, I am open to have address.
Thank you so much, sir. We will let you know the questions through the email, and yes, sir. Thank you so much for your insightful speech, sir. And we would like to inform this webinar will be telecasted in all the affiliated colleges all over Tamil Nadu, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, sir. We come to the end of the session, and on behalf of Center for Entrepreneurship Development, Anna University, I would like to thank Mr. Krishnamurthy, sir, for the eye-opening session on Fablab facilities. And I thank Dr. Priya, Associate Vice President, TITCO, and Dr. Priya Ilam Varudi, Senior Consultant, for accepting our invitation to conduct this webinar. I'm glad to thank Registrar Dr. G. Ravi Kumar, Anna University, for supporting us. And I would like to thank Dr. G.S. Mahalakshmi, Director in Charge, Center for Entrepreneurship Development, Anna University, and Mr. Daniel Prabhakaran, Startup Manager, CED, for arranging this event. I conclude by thanking all the participants for attending the event.